This is war. And this is everything you need to know that's happening today in the war between Russia and Ukraine. If you like this, if you enjoy what you're seeing, let me know in the comments below, and I'll do more videos like this as things progress. But we have a lot of crazy stuff to see, and it's time to get right in. This is a protester, a topless protester, who was arrested in the capital of Kyiv at a train station. They quickly took her to the ground. Love the makeup. And as you can see, she created quite the scene because average Ukrainians are starting to stand up and see what they can do to defend themselves. These are civilians, regular people just like you or me that are gathered by the Georgian National Legion to learn how to shoot weapons of war, just in case things get even worse. Imagine you're an electrician, an engineer. This is what they're doing now. Many of these people never shot weapons before, yet today they learn how to do this. Here are more protesters in Ukraine, in the capital of Kyiv. These ones are demanding that sanctions be unleashed on Putin.
We are here to ask our Western partners to have some sanctions on Russian economy and Russian military complex and Russian oligarchs before the massive attack from Russian troops to Ukraine, as we have an ongoing Russian aggression for the last 8 years, and we want new sanctions to be deployed to Russia.
So you see right here, they have signs that are both in Ukrainian and also in English to defend peace in Europe, stop Putin and his war in Ukraine, I'm imagining. There's much more to see here. Here are some of the tanks rolling into Donetsk, and there are a lot of military vehicles that have moved into one of these breakaway regions of Ukraine, and they are absolutely everywhere. If you take to the streets, it's impossible not to see a tank or other military vehicle like that. We'll get to the Z's on some of these vehicles in just a second. But first, some messages of strength from Ukrainian President Zelensky, a man who before becoming president was actually a comedian, and now he finds himself in this situation. We are on our land. We're not afraid of anybody or anything. We owe nothing to anybody. And we will not give anything to anyone. And we are confident about it, he says. That's the president of Ukraine staying strong in the face of this aggression from Russia. Here's United States President Joe Biden talking about sanctions today.
This is the beginning of a Russian invasion of Ukraine, as he indicated and asked permission to be able to do from his Duma. So let's begin to, I'm going to begin to impose sanctions in response far beyond the steps we and our allies and partners implemented in 2014.
So new sanctions were unleashed on Russia. It doesn't look like they're going to have much of an impact, certainly not in the short term. The Kremlin, for their part, saying that Putin did not actually watch Biden's statement, saying he's currently in the middle of a meeting, but I'd imagine that he's probably going to watch that at some point. Here is Boris Johnson of England speaking about what he thinks is a miscalculation from Putin.
He will come up against something that I think will be very hard for him to beat, and that is the Ukrainian sense of national pride and their determination to defend their country and to fight for it. And I think the tragedy of the present situation is that President Putin has surrounded himself with like-minded advisors who tell him that Ukraine is not a proper country. And I think that he's going to find that he has gravely miscalculated.
He has gravely miscalculated, says Boris Johnson. As for former President Trump, he's saying, by the way, this would have never happened with us had I been in office. Not even thinkable. This would have never happened. But here's a guy who says, you know, I'm going to declare a big portion of Ukraine independent. He used the word independent. We're going to go out, we're going to go in, and we're going to help peace. You got to say that's pretty savvy. And you know what the response was from Biden? There was no response. They didn't have one for that. No, it's very sad. It's very sad, says former President Trump of all of this. Ukrainian President Zelensky also calling up military reservists today, which is not a huge surprise. Here is, I believe this is from Crimea, this particular video. Look at all these military vehicles. You see them along the side of the road, and this goes on for a while, for a long time. You see all these tanks right here. There's so many videos like this coming out of Ukraine now. One of the banks that Biden announced sanctions again against, VEB Bank, almost immediately their website crashed, and they have a database error that shows when you try to visit their website. Maybe as a result of the attention from Biden's speech, who knows? Senior defense officials in the United States say they're sending a battalion of troops from Italy to the Baltics, including 8 F-35s from Germany to the Baltics, 20 Apache attack helicopters from Germany to the Baltics, and 12 Apache attack helicopters from Greece to Poland. So there's some U.S. machinery on the move here. Now, this is what's called a GRAD, a multiple launch rocket system. And this is shooting into a town in Ukraine called Shastia, which actually means happiness. This is anything but. This is what this GRAD can do when they launch it into a city or anywhere else. As you can see, incredibly powerful weaponry. And that was just one of them hitting somewhere. This is how many they're firing off. Each one of these is doing that. And this is Russian military forces firing those into different territories in Ukraine. Moving along, this is the Russian consulate in Odessa, Ukraine. Diplomats in there burning all of the documents. You see them here just tossing stuff in the fire. Not unusual when you're leaving a country. Certainly has happened before, but you see them right there caught in 4K or at least 480p in this particular situation. Now on to it, the Zs. What does this mean? Why do all these Russian military vehicles have Zs on the side? It's not just that one or these ones. There's a lot of these vehicles, and they have a Z on the side of them for some bizarre reason. Look as we pass this truck right up here. You'll see very clearly on the side this Z insignia, and there's some reason why they are using this to make these stand out from the rest of the vehicles. Right there, you see it, right? That Z that is on the side of this vehicle. What does that mean? Nobody seems to quite know just yet. Also, NATO has put more than 100 fighter jets on high alert, 120 allied ships underway in what they call the most dangerous moment for European security in a generation. Putin has been granted authorization to deploy any number of military forces in any direction by the Duma, which is Congress in Russia, and they rubber stamp whatever Putin seems to want. Meanwhile, these different power stations have been under attack as well. You can see right here, there's a lot of smoke that is coming out of this particular area, power station in Shastia. And it's been on fire for quite some time as of when this video was taken. They're trying to target the infrastructure that holds all of this together. What do you think about what is going to happen next in Russia? Do you think Biden is doing a good job as a leader? What about other leaders like Boris Johnson in the UK? Do you think there's anything, sanctions-wise or with military force, that can be done? Or should it be done? Let me know how you're feeling about this. And if you like this video, I can create these maybe every once in a while to keep you up to date with what's happening in the battle between Russia and Ukraine. If you like this video, facebook.com/thenewsjunkie, hit that follow button. youtube.com/thenewsjunkie, hit subscribe. You can support me right under these posts, generally on both platforms. I look forward to your comments. I'll interact with you. People don't understand I actually do that. I will chat with you in the comments below for sure. Thank you for watching as always, and we'll talk to you again real soon.